Gary Harris on the saxophone. Woohoo! Yes, hello, everybody. My goodness, I am so glad that you guys are here. And hello, thank you for being here because guess what? I know it's nice outside, or at least in Atlanta, Metro Atlanta, because I'm in Georgia, not necessarily in Atlanta, but nonetheless, it's pretty outside. And at 4 o'clock on a Sunday, early evening, late afternoon, y'all could be anywhere else, but we certainly appreciate you being here with us because we're always here on the fourth Sunday of the month, showcasing the excellence that's within the inclusive community that supports the disability community. My name is Myrna Clayton. I am founder and executive director for SHOWAbility. Y'all, SHOWAbility is flying. um, Let me tell you about Showability for those of you that don't know. Showability is the one and only um, organization, performing arts organization, human services organization that focuses on multidisciplinary arts, meaning anybody that wants to be on stage to perform, singers, dancers, musicians, um, models, poets, actors, multidisciplinary is who we work with across the disability spectrum. That's visible, invisible, those that were born with a disability and those that have acquired a disability. That's us across the board. That's what we do, promote talented, this ain't no kumbaya, talented artists on the disability spectrum and those who love them. There are four pillars associated with showability. Number one, enjoyment. If you can't have a good time, don't come. Enjoyment, employment, gotta make some money, education, and empowerment. And that's what it's about for us. And we're excited that you're here. Before we get started any further, I want to kind of bring on Gary Harris, who is Guru Gary, our tech expert, to have him just kind of talk you through some of the things that are affiliated with the technical stuff. You guys, I know we've been in this Zoom thing now for a little over 2 years, but everybody's still not on the same level. So we want to make sure everybody's on point. So Gary, I'm gonna bring
Hey,
you on.
everybody. I'm very, very happy to be here with you. I'm ready to enjoy this class with you. I'm really looking forward to it. You won't see my picture. I'll have it turned off, but I will be watching the chats in case anyone has any questions or any kind of technical issues. I'll try my best to try to help you out. If something happens and you get kicked off, just log back into the same link. We'll let you right back in. And also, if you can, sometimes we get noise in the background, dogs barking, kids running around. If you're not participating, if you can just leave your microphone muted the majority of the time, that way we can hear our guests today. And that is it. I hope you enjoyed the class as much as I'm going to.
Gary, before you go,
Yes.
we've got some etiquette, some disability etiquette that we need to go forward with. And so I want to describe handsome Gary over here. Gary has a light brown complexion, very short, very nicely, like he just went to the barber today. Hair, haircut short with a little speckled gray. And then he has a nice gray full beard, mustache, salt and pepper beard that's kind of really smooth, kind of brushed down. He also has, he's grinning. He also has on a sort of a, what do you call it? Cobalt, not cobalt. What is that? Slate blue
Hmm.
button down dress shirt. Am I right? Is that
Yes.
slate blue?
Yes.
With a tan background, you guys, and I, okay, Gary, and so I am um, I don't know my complexion, what honey brown? I kind of they call me yellow, but anyway, with yellow hair, and I have on a black and white shirt, and I'm in a new environment. I'm in an Airbnb spot, so the background is not important. Hey, we're here and you're here, and so but I wanted to at least do the etiquette thing so that the folks who are low vision or blind can be a part of it. And so anyway, that said, y'all. I am so excited. Today, Miss Sharon Gary Deal. Y'all, let me tell you, in the Atlanta area, we're always asking, to know like what part of town you, if you what part of town you're from, or even more, if you are legit from Atlanta or you from some surrounding Atlanta area, we're gonna always ask you what high school you went to or what high school did you go to. And so you guys, Sharon Gary Dill, Frederick Douglass High School, homecoming school queen when she graduated from high school. Whoop, whoop. So she has been hanging out amongst the stars in the universal galaxy. When I first became aware of her, y'all, I didn't know her because she was in my older brother's class, but she was all over the Polaris yearbook for the mighty Astros. Are you not getting these symbols of the galaxy here? For Frederick Douglass High School. So hello, she's been in the stars for a long time. And Sharon Gary Dill is the award-winning founder of the Atlanta-based Fashions by Desha Court Studio. Now we're going to ask about Desha Court and where that came from, because you know that's an interesting name. But also, and she's become well known around the country for having an inclusive fashion show that features models with intellectual and physical disabilities strutting the runway along with typical models wearing her fashions. For nearly 10 years, her what she calls unlimited models, which are those the name that she calls her models with intellectual and physical disabilities, have showcased their growing in their confidence and their flair and their love for modeling. Again, her fashions, her fashions, her fashions. So she is, every time they're anticipating her an evening of fashion and elegance fashion show. She's also been a part of, you guys, New York Fashion Week. So without further ado, you guys welcome Sharon Gary Dill. Woo! We need to have applause somewhere. Gary, Sharon, come on the camera. Woo woo, woo woo.
Everybody.
How you like that? How do you like
I
that?
love it. You're so crazy. I love it.
Amongst the stars, girl. You've been amongst the stars for some years.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I love your energy. I love your energy.
That's what's up. But okay, I thank you so very much for being a part and coming. And girl, you looking fly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
Now, how about you for our audience? Describe. I want to hear this fashion designer describe what is this and describe it and describe its colors because there's a certain name for it. So describe it and describe its colors.
Well, it's just something that I threw together, and it's basically a collar. You can hood it as well. You can bring the back over the top, but it's just something that hit me.
Okay, it's a collar. It's a collar that you put on top of a solid dress, and the collar, you guys, it goes over. It starts at her neckline and goes over all the way to the I guess to the lower part of her shoulder. Yes, and it's blue and give me the colors blue and yellow.
Oh, God, the color there's orange, there's green, there is blue, there's brown, there's pink, there's yellow.
And so this can be worn with any color.
Anything. Mm-hmm.
Anything from anything between black and white. And is that not everything?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can
Yes.
pick up any color that's in it.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And so let me just go ahead. How in the world did how did you get started in fashion and how would you describe? Are you considered a designer? Do you sew your fashions? And what's your design process?
Let's start at the first part of the question.
Yeah.
I began sewing when I was 5 years old.
Wow.
I saw my mother make a dress by hand. And I can remember she and I walking down Peachtree Street. And it was blue and white. I will always remember it. It had ruffles on it and what have you. And we were holding hands and it was just blowing in the wind. So I took her scrap material and I copied what I saw her do for my dolls.
Okay.
So that was the beginning. My process is, ooh, girl, everywhere I look, I see something. I can relate it to fashion. I can look at a work of art and go, oh my God, that would be a great fabric. I look at the trees, I look at flowers. I just see fashion everywhere I look. I can always deduce something from something else into fashion.
Wow, so you in your head can visualize something and then make it into an
Mhm.
outfit.
I sketch. I'll sketch it out for, I mean, and I'll sketch several variations, choose the fabrics and draft a pattern and cut it and then sew it.
Wow, so now your pattern, so you don't need these old school patterns from like the store.
No,
You can
nope.
just get a paper bag and cut it yourself.
Newspaper is good, newspaper, but yeah, paper bag, newspaper. I might have to tape it together to make it as large as what I want it to be, but I can, and then they have a special paper that you buy, that you can buy to draft your patterns on as well.
Okay, okay. And so now, what made you start including models with intellectual and physical disabilities in your fashion show?
Well, what made that happen was meeting a very dear friend of mine, Norma Stanley. And I had, of course, seen people with disabilities before, but becoming friends with her, she has a daughter who is also one of my models, Sierra Stanley. And being around Sierra on a regular basis really made me think. And I was producing a show at the time, and it just hit me. And like Norma and I, we were speaking, and I'm like, oh, let's put Sierra in the show.
Okay.
And then Norma said, okay, fine. And then it hit me even larger. Let's have some more. So we put the feelers out and got more. And we've been
Wow.
adding to that every year.
Wow, that's amazing. And so what makes you include them in the show then? Because you that
Well,
could have been a one-time thing, but you decided to keep
from the
including them.
very beginning, yeah, from the very beginning, I decided a part of it is my humanity and being around them, working with them. Look at, I mean, they may not be able to express their feelings in the same way as, say, you or myself, but they have feelings. And just seeing how they are when they come down the runway and how the audience reacts to them. I love it. It gives me goosebumps. I love it.
You know, I've been to your fashion shows um and they seem to like to me actually more than the other models love the attention, love how they're
Yes,
walking in the walk. I mean, they are in it, in it to
they
win it.
light up. They light up. They light
Yes,
up. Totally.
yes. So now with that, what do you look for when you're selecting your unlimited models? Anything in particular?
Enthusiasm, the willingness to want to be a part of it. And I run into those that only wanted to be, that really wanted to be a part of
Now, I'll say I'm saying intellectual and physical disabilities, but
it. Mhm.
and so that's the entire gamut because you've had models that are blind, models that are in
Yes.
wheelchair, you have models that have Down syndrome or on autism. So
Mhm.
it's and so in that um, um, is there anything is there a stage person or are you there and you making sure that at rehearsal they know like what are the particulars as it relates to the direction that you give them or it's just keep straight, turn around, keep straight, coming back. I'm
Well,
acting, I don't know the answer because I, I know when I think music and production, but in terms of fashion
mhm,
show, it's a,
mhm.
there could be turns, there could be, I mean, there are other things that models have to think about.
Oh, absolutely. One of the things, I have a very good support system through their parents, number one. Number
Okay.
two, they basically copy what they see. So
Uh-huh.
I will let the typical model go out first, and then they just follow suit. That's really easy. And they're very patient. They sit and wait their turn, and when they do get it, they do their thing.
Now you mentioned two things. One, the typical models. How do they interact with each other? I mean, because some people, with all due respect, have issues with persons on the
Yes,
disability
I've
spectrum. And
seen
so,
it. Yes, I've seen
yes,
it.
and so how do the typical models interact with your unlimited models?
Let me tell you something. If you could only be behind the scenes when
Okay.
we are together and we're all together, I don't separate them, I don't put them in one place. They are posing for pictures with them. They are just cutting up in the back, hugging and just enjoying each other.
Good.
So for me, I would not have a typical model because models are kind of easy to get. Um, I would not have one, but I saw mistreated or shunned a person with special needs. That would
Okay.
not be acceptable to me.
Okay. Okay. And you also mentioned parents. Tell me, what do parents or caregivers have to say? How do they feel about the either children or the person they're caring for? How do they interact? How do they feel about the persons being involved? And how do they feel as parents?
Oh, the parents that I've encountered thus far are very, very, very involved with their children. They always come up to me, Sharon, thank you for letting them do this. Like, no, thank you. The thanks is from me and from my heart. You get them there. You sit and wait and let them do their thing. And you that's a big help to me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. So now, what have you learned about the disability community since beginning these productions that you've done?
Like I said, most importantly to me is that they are people too. They have feelings just like we do. And if you look at them close, you'll know if they're sad, you'll know when they're happy. Um, but what I've learned most is respect and regard for them, period.
Mhm. Awesome. Now, what have you learned about yourself, having worked with persons on the disability spectrum?
I am proud of myself. I want to do more. I want to do much, much more.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Now, when you saying much, much more, so visualize for me, all things being equal, what would that more be?
The more would be doing a show of epic proportions with them in it. I mean, with I wanted like a television production, honestly.
Yeah.
I wanted
Yeah.
a really big build the runway to customize it to what I see in my head, lighting galore, that kind of thing.
Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds real nice. Now, what's been the reception of the audiences when they see these models strutting their stuff on on the runway?
Myrna, let me tell you, that is one of the best segments of an evening in fashion and elegance is what the audience, like when you do the regular, the regular typical models, they might clap, or nice or do nothing. When they come out, people are up on their feet. The audience is absolutely roaring. I mean, loud, loud. It's so beautiful. It is so absolutely beautiful. To me, it's the best part of the show.
So they bring the noise. They bring the
They
energy.
bring the noise. Yes, they do. They absolutely bring noise.
Wow. Now, how do you decide? Because I know you style them. These are your fashions. These are your designs, or
Hmm.
you style,
Or I style them.
or you style them. And
Hmm.
so, how do you how do you pick an outfit, or how do you design an outfit for each individual model?
Just like I would for anybody else. And that, you have everybody has good parts and bad parts,
Mhm.
So it's just like I would do it for anybody else. I want you flattered based on what your body type is.
Okay, so you look at them, and you look strictly at their body type. Do you
Right.
go by
Yes. The
personality at
body
all?
type, yes. Hmm.
Do you go at personality at all too, or is it or
Oh, yes and yes, but it's more body type. That's something that's going to flatter your body type. And of course, I see this. Oh, this color would look good on this person or that person. So it's kind of all of that.
okay?
More, especially the body type.
I can see that. And I guess because it's flattering to their body type, then their personality comes out
Comes
even.
out. Mhm. They're
Yeah, yeah.
comfortable. They're comfortable. Number one. Nothing
Hold on one second, Mike. Can you guys mute whomever's not muted? Thank you. Okay, sorry.
That's okay. Where was I? They're comfortable, first of all, in that. So that gives them more confidence in what they're doing.
Wow. Let me get a situation so I can get some folks.
Hold on, y'all. Okay, so I'm muting the newest person that came in. They mute. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Get rid of it. Hang on. Please stand by. Please stand
That's fine. Look, we got to make it right,
Gary,
Sharon. Hello.
Okay.
You just did it, Gary. We're all good to go. Thank you.
Got him?
Yep.
All right,
Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sharon.
Oh, I think I was pretty much done just because you were asking how did I design for them and what have you, and it's a body type.
Okay.
Body type.
Okay.
Height, width, all of that.
Awesome. Y'all just kind of FYI, Sharon has designed 2 outfits for me, and they are gorgeous. I haven't yet had the opportunity to wear them because of COVID. Haven't had any live shows to be able to wear them.
But I miss those. I miss your shows. I love your shows.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. First opportunity, I'm a walkout. Folks gonna say, woohoo! Yes, and I'm gonna say fashions by Desha Court. Speaking of which, Desha Court, and am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, you are.
Okay, so tell me about the name. Where did that come from?
Fashion by Desha Court is totally made up. Not only do I design, but my daughter designs. She lives in Minnesota. She's my baby, and we sew together. First of all, our colors are purple and green. My favorite color is purple. Hers is green. So we threw that together. And her name is Courtney. My name is Sharon, and our last name is Bill. So there's the D, the day. The S-H-A, Shaw is me, and the C-O-U-R-T is Courtney. So it's us combined.
Wow. See, I'm so glad I asked that question because I had all kinds of ideas in my head as to where the name came from. But anyway, I've got one more question, and then I kind of want to open it up to the audience if folks want to ask questions, either type them in or hold your hand up, and you can be addressed that way. But tell me, why is including models with disabilities important for the fashion industry?
It's important for the fashion industry just like it's important for me, or it should be important for anybody. They are consumers. They buy clothing. They need clothing. They need to be represented. So just like, say, for instance, Myrna, if you saw an outfit and you go, oh, I think that would look good on me. The special needs need that too. Because they have taste. They have specific things that they like and that they do not like. So they need to be included just like anybody else, period.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Before I continue on, does anybody have any questions they want to ask? I know there are some folks on the call that are models or that sew and or that want to, and so just kind of want to open it up to folks who may want to ask some questions or comment on anything that you've said in the past. I'll just kind of open that up. Anybody?
It looks like we have Dana has a question. I'd love to spotlight her, but she just has to come off. Dana, if you wouldn't mind coming off, would you mind showing your face? Would you mind coming on camera?
I'm not model ready right now.
Model ready. I heard you.
It's okay.
All good. All good.
I was gonna ask you, do you mind giving Miss Myrna or anybody your information? So if we do have anything that'll come up later that we want to ask you, we may.
I don't have a problem with that whatsoever.
Yeah, because I'm so interested in everything you just said.
Oh, wow.
Cause I'm like, I was a model in
Uh-huh.
Memphis, Tennessee,
Hmm.
and I was the first disabled model with that agency.
Wow.
And I mean, it's just so many things I've done. I've jumped off into fashion, and I saw it didn't work. So I went to, I mean, film. My goal is to be an actress with a designer line.
Okay.
That's my
Okay.
goal right there.
Well, I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be able to accomplish that. You got to start somewhere, start at the beginning and keep it moving. And you grow and grow. Each year I've grown more and more and more. So my thing is, if you're afraid, don't be afraid because that gets you nowhere. Um, and just do it and you'll be surprised. You'll be absolutely surprised. I've actually done shows in Tennessee. All those mountains, getting there was absolutely horrible for me, but at any rate, but yes, you can absolutely have my information.
Thank
And you
you.
look like a model. And looking at this picture of you, you've got on the silver mask and the burgundy hair, the makeup, flawless. You
Yes,
look
ma'am.
beautiful.
Thank
You
you.
look beautiful.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. I will, Dana, I'll send you Sharon's email, and so you can communicate to her through email.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Sharon. Garnetta has a question.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Okay, Miss Sharon, has there ever been a time that you and the consumer had conflicts about what to wear and what not to wear at any given time?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. However, my rule is if it's my event, or I could be doing someone else's event and they're a model. I don't want the model to tell me what they want to wear. That's not their job. They're just there to showcase what the designer has chosen for them. And then one of the things that I do to verify if I've chosen the right look for that person is I have them walk in it. I have them own it. And many times I've switched it because they didn't own what I put on. And you've got to own it, for me. You've got to make it like your skin. It's what I chose. But then I've switched out before. But again, I'm not going to listen to I don't want you going through my rack, and I don't want you to tell me what you want because it's my call. That's my right as a designer.
Okay. And has there ever been a time where they wanted to wear something that they liked and you probably add on to it to make them feel comfortable?
No.
Okay.
If you want to wear what you want to do, then you need to produce your own events, and then
Okay.
you can do whatever you want. But when you're paying for and producing your own event, that's the time that you can do that. But you don't do it for somebody else. As a designer, I have rights too. And it's about my vision being put across, not yours.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart.
Awesome, awesome. I also see from Norma. Tell us about your documentary that was based off your event, Circle of Boundaries. Tell us about
Circle of
that.
Boundaries, yeah. Oh, Circle of Boundaries. I found this venue, Atlanta City Hall, which is so elegant. They shut me down in 2018 because of COVID. 2 days before the show. 2 days before. 2 days before.
Oh wow.
It was horrible. But Circle of Boundaries, my was uh, uh, what is it? Karen Greer, and at that time she was with channel CBS. She was with CBS. All right, and Karen sent uh, not a photographer, but a videographer there who films the news and all of that kind of stuff. He came and he loved what he saw with the special needs. That even went that rehearsal even went to Inside Edition. I could not believe it. I looked at there it is. I'm just like, oh, Inside Edition is like you're kidding me. But Circle of Boundaries not only use segments from my show, which was hosted by Karen Greer and Vince Sims of CBS, but they featured other people with special needs. It prompted them to want to see more, and they went into the homes of some of my models. They went into the homes of other people with special needs and made a documentary about it.
Wow, that's awesome. That's terrific. And what year? That was what, 2019 when that came out?
2018.
2018. Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah, because if folks want to kind of do a Google search or whatever, so they can see it, or is it available on? Is it available on YouTube for folks to see? Do you know at all? Not that I expect you to know. But
Yes,
Google it.
yes, it is.
It is okay.
Circle
So
of Boundaries is the name of the documentary. It even won an award in California.
oh wow.
Mhm.
Okay. Woohoo. Okay. It looks like Bridget has a question.
Okay.
Bridget.
Yes, greetings, Miss Sharon.
Hi.
Hello, I'm an amputee, and I've heard of adaptive clothing and fashion design. Is that something that you have included in your fashions, or maybe even thought about?
That is something that I plan to include
Oh,
in my
wow.
future
Okay.
design. Yes.
Okay. That's good to know. Thank you.
Mhm.
And there's a question: do you need more special needs models?
Always,
Okay.
always.
Let me ask this because I said email. What's the best way to reach you, Sharon? Is it email?
Actually, the best way where you would get a response from me quickest is to come on Messenger in on Facebook. Number one, because it has that certain ping when a message comes in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good way to get me. You can text me through my phone number, or you can mail me at SharonGDill1@gmail.com.
Okay, say that real slow, the email, and then also where on Facebook they can find you so they can message you.
Okay, on Facebook you can find me under Sharon Barry Dill, but they'll have Hackney behind it. That's me. All right, and my email address is Sharon G, the letter G, Dill@gmail.com.
And spell Hackney.
Did I say number one? Did I say it's Sharon G Dill, the number one @gmail.com? Sorry.
Okay, Maya's capturing these and kind of missing some stuff. And so Sharon G for Gary.
Dill,
Hill, the number one
at
gmail.com.
gmail.com.
Okay, and then your Facebook is
It's Sharon Gary Dill Hackney.
Spell Hackney.
HACKNEY. HACKNEY.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure we get that correct in the chat so that if folks want to reach you, they can either they can message you through Facebook, or they can email you through Gmail and all of that. Great. Thank you, Maya, for capturing that, and thank you, everybody. Are there any other questions that folks have for Sharon? Okay, well, I think this has been great. Let me ask you this, Sharon.
Okay.
Is there something that I didn't ask you that you would want me to share or ask you about? Let's go in terms of your fashion, in terms of what's coming next. I realize there's COVID, But what's coming next?
Again, I want to continue to produce my show yearly. I am going to be in a show with Good Life is Atlanta Fashion Week in June. I'm going to be participating in that. They're going to also be giving me an award, which I'm like, wow. But as far as me, I'm so stuck on City Hall, but I have looked at another venue um, um, that may suit me, but as yet, City Hall has not opened up to doing events yet, and it suits me perfectly.
I
It suits me
get.
perfectly.
So do you have a date in mind, regardless of where the venue, or you just kind of hold off until City Hall says, yeah, you can come on back?
If they don't say anything soon, I want to do something probably by the end of the year, of this year.
Okay. Okay. So a winter event versus a summer
Mhm,
or fall.
mhm, mhm.
Okay.
Also, one more thing I wanted to say is, um, one of the things of why I do fashion, why I'm into what I'm into. And one of the things, especially to where my special needs models are, everybody wants to feel beautiful, including them. And they want to feel beautiful too. And they know when they are.
Awesome. Awesome. I've got one more question for you. What
Okay.
advice, two, since we've got both on the call, what advice would you give aspiring models with disabilities or special needs, or whatever name they go by? What advice would you give them? They don't know where to start, they don't know what to do, they don't, what advice would you give them? Um, uh,
To get with someone that's reputable.
mhm.
A lot of people do shows, and a lot of them are very, very, very trashy. Do your research on who you're going to work with. Um, don't let anyone exploit you, and do your best. If you need classes, get some. There are coaches out there that can help you, and keep your eye on the prize. Look, 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 research, 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 and look at what organization or designer that you would like to work with. Like, for instance, me, I have two designers that have special needs, one in a wheelchair and one that's hearing impaired. But they
So
chose to work with me.
awesome. So we got designers, and that leads into my next question, which is for
Okay.
up and coming aspiring fashion designer,
Hmm.
um, what advice would you give him or her?
The advice that I would give them again is to do research. My second one is to go to school, um, get the education. I'm Unfortunately for me, I did not go to school. It's just something that I don't know, it's in my blood, it's in my genes. I saw my mom, but I have done studies. I've studied different things on how to do this, on things that I didn't know how to do. But it's really good to get your credentials behind you. It might open up doors that may not have opened up without it. Like SCAD is a great place here, right here in Atlanta, to go. Even just go to the school. I mean, they have museum exhibits there on all the time, and I've seen some really great ones there.
That's terrific. So,
Invest in yourself. That's The school is investing in yourself. I just buy fabric. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it, but it'll hit me one day, and it's like, oh, I have that. I'll use that. You know what I mean? Invest in yourself. Get good equipment. As far as your sergers, which is a type of sewing machine, and your basic sewing machine. Invest in yourself and get all the materials, measuring tapes, pins, needles. Great scissors are a plus, and an iron is a plus. Don't get I don't know how I can pay up to $100 for my iron, and that's cheap. Um, I don't get an $8.99 iron to sew with. Just doesn't work.
Okay, wow. Well, I see Bridget's hand is up, and I don't know. I think we captured you. I see Dana's hand, but Bridget, let me make sure. Is your hand up from before, or do you have another question? Because I see your hand up, but I wanted to make sure I get without missing you. Okay, must have got it. Okay, then Dana, your hand was up.
Okay, I have a bachelor's and with a concentration in fashion merchandising and with a minor in marketing. But I see everything we do. Can't you just sometime partner with other folks with the things that you're not able to do? Or okay, that's what I thought.
And see, for me, I want to get to the point where I delegate all of my sewing out. I want to have a staff where, like you were saying, bigger things. That's one thing that I want to do. I want to hire people to actually sew for me. And that way I can concentrate more on the business end as opposed to, you know, as opposed to throwing it business. I mean, you know,
Right.
you get distracted.
Okay, right.
There's absolutely nothing, as long as it's your work, then they're just producing your work.
Okay.
Someone's name is owner, so I don't know who
Oh
this
no,
is.
that's Christy.
Oh, Christy. Oh, okay. Hey, Christy. Christy has a question. It says, have you worked with people who design other things such as bags or shoes or etc.?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. And then Garnetta has another question. Garnetta?
Okay.
Yes, please. My question is, what is your age limit?
As
For
far as
models?
what?
As far
As far as models?
Yes, ma'am. And are you using females and males?
Yes, and I have no age limit. I have a model that's 78. I don't do children. I don't do anyone under 12.
Is it male, female?
Male and female, absolutely.
Okay,
Male and female, and all sizes. I don't just do tall, skinny people.
Great. That was my next question. I'm fine.
Yeah, because that model
Everyone
thing.
wants to be beautiful, right? Everyone.
Awesome,
you.
awesome. Well, you guys, hey, y'all give it up for Sharon Gary Deal. This was awesome. This was amazing.
Thank you. It was my honor and my pleasure.
So very much. Wow. Well, of course, as I know you will keep us posted on when not only you are having your event coming up, but also you're featured. You're being given awards. You're being given stuff. So let us know. You know, when we want to be able to promote you. Showability now has our own social media ambassadors, and so we are promoting what's going on in the community. And
Awesome.
so we want to make sure that folks know, and we can come out and support you. I know this stuff ain't free. You got to, it costs, and so we want to support you financially. You have been a financial contributor to Showability for now 5 years.
Yeah.
We're grateful for that. Where you've made financial contributions to us. God bless you.
I love what you do. I love what you do. I believe in it. I believe in you. I believe in them.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. And so we appreciate you, Sharon. And you guys, thank you so very much for coming and spending your Sunday afternoon, fourth Sunday every month with Showability. We appreciate you. And thank you for telling others about this, because we want, every time we put out something, yes, we want you to register so that we know how many people to expect, but also we need your help, everybody, to spread the word. It takes all of us to get the word out. And so I thank you for being here, and I thank you for sharing it with others. We appreciate you so much. And you got something else you want to say, Sharon? Or are you good?
No, I'm great. I'm great.
Okay.
I'm honored, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Sharon. We appreciate you guys. Thanks so much. God bless you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.